Morning all, back again. It's about 8:30, 7th of March. Air temperature's about 8 degrees, going up to about 10 today, dropping down to 5 during the night. The wind is from the east, which isn't always great, but as you can see, I picked an area where there's not a lot of wind, so hopefully it won't have too much of an impact. I'm out there, going to get my rods out in about 15 foot of water, about 15 rod lengths out. There's an old irrigation channel, which is about, I guess about 5-6 meters wide, and runs left to right straight across in a straight line, which is nice. So I can put all my rods in the channel, keep all my feed in the channel. Air pressure's back up again, but it has been for weeks, and I know it has an impact on the fish, but I think when it's been, air pressure's been this high for this long, I think we've had a couple of days here and there where it's dropped down to 1,000, but most of the time it's been 1,021. It's not really seemed to have affected the fish so far. Whether that's because they've got used to it, I've got this theory that when the air pressure is really high, it certainly thins the oxygen out in us, in the air, because it's spread out over a bigger area, and I think hence the old wives' tale saying of under the weather. There's no reason why it won't affect the water as well, and perhaps reduce the oxygen levels a little bit. But as long as it's not too much, and on a big water like this, and you get some real big winds on here, I mean last week it was 40 mile an hour, I think that puts the oxygen back in the water, and I think for me personally that's the only time it affects the fish, is when the oxygen levels start to reduce down to a level where they start to become torpid. So I'm confident. I'm not sure whether I'm going to get anything during the day. I was going to head for very deep water up at Birchwood, in 30 foot, just to try and catch during the day. But that, unfortunately, with the water level as high as it is, and it's up a good couple of foot on the normal winter level, that I couldn't get near the swim. You know, I would have had to have put my chest waders on, and I'm not doing that umpteen times during the night. Putting my chest waders on, getting in that cold water. You know, I like to be at my age a little bit comfortable. Anyway, I'm going to get my rods out, and as and when I catch something, I'll get back to you. Before I get my rods out, I thought I'd show you my bait combinations. This is the first one. As you can see, I've got the pellet, bit of corn, and a worm again. The pellet and the corn on its own only got me a few indications, certainly didn't catch me any fish, so I've actually gone with 2 rods on that, one with a bit of yellow corn on it, the other one with a bit of pink but worm, and again a pellet, and then the middle rod is going to be a worm and a bit of real sweet corn. So let's get them out, and I'll get back to you as and when, or if I actually manage to catch anything. I'm reasonably optimistic today, but then I'm always reasonably optimistic. So yeah, chat to you soon, guys. A few people have asked about pellets, how I shrink wrap them. So you can see I've got 3 on a baiting needle there, bit of that called shrink wrap around each one, and then if I can show you round by the kettle, and I'd literally just a few seconds on each one, just like that, and there you have, ready to go. The thing is with these pellets like this is they won't dissolve. That shrink wrap just gives them that little bit of, I'm just going to turn the kettle off, filling my bivvy up with steam. Yeah, the thing with these pellets is in the summer they'll break down in 15 minutes, whether it's a krill pellet, doesn't matter what make they are, whether it's a halibut pellet or a fish meal pellet. Being just at 8 mil ones, they do break down very quickly. Even this time of the year, they tend to last probably an hour at the most, and they start dissolving. And the problem for me is I don't want to be out there and have my rods out there for an hour and have to bring them in just to check to see if I've got any bait left. With this shrink wrap on them, that'll last probably the best part of 12 hours in the summer. You might end up with a sliver, but you'll still have something on there. It might have broken away a little bit. In the winter, 24 hours it'll sit out there, absolutely no problem. So I hope that makes sense. Evening, more like spring than summer. It's 11 degrees, which is above what it was predicted at lunchtime. So it actually went up to 13 today. Interesting, this morning when it was cloudy, I was getting a few indications. As soon as the sun came out, indications slowed significantly. And I think this is a combination of two things. The colours dropped out of the water completely. A couple of weeks ago it was like drinking chocolate. It's now like tap water. And I think where it's been cloudy for a few weeks, pretty much on and off, and suddenly there's bright lights on, I think it's slowed them down. But what I do know is there's fish there. And I think as soon as that sun stops hitting the water, which won't be long now, a few minutes, maybe half an hour, I'll start getting proper indications. And all I can say is load your car up, get over here. The fish are here. The water's 8.4 degrees, so it's gone up significantly. And for me, 8 Celsius is a magic number. It makes a big impact on everything. Weed starts growing in the water. Everything starts hatching. You know, I've actually seen gnats around, so clearly the bloodworm's hatching. That'll get the fish active. Natural food content on top of your ground bait. So let's hope. I'd like to have a couple of decent fish tonight, because I've gone a couple of weeks without anything significant. Yeah, I've had a couple of 8s and a couple of 9s, but I've had a lot of small fish. So I'd rather have a slower evening and just have a couple of decent fish. You never know, maybe another tench, but that's me just being optimistic. As and when I catch something, which I feel confident more than I did this morning, I'll get back to you. Speak to you soon. Slow one tonight. First fish come 10:30. Nice solid bream. Good nick, feisty as you can see. Great condition. Lovely fish. Happy with that. So central fish in the space of 10 minutes. Let's have a look at this. Nice solid fish, as you can see. Nice and thick. Great condition as always in here. Lovely fish. Happy with that. I thought I was going to blank and see fish in 10 minutes. 3 AM, best fish of the session. Absolutely quality autumn winter bream. Got to be happy with that. That's my 5th fish of the section. Really thick, solid fish, as you can see. Let's get her back. Looks beautiful, doesn't she?